My diagnosis was through complete chance. And, to cut a long story short, my diagnosis was triggered when I said to a nurse at my GP, I've lost some weight. And she says, oh, did you mean to lose the weight? And I said, not really. And she says, well, I'm going to send you for routine blood tests, just to be sure. And she gave me the forms, which I had to take down to the hospital, and I completely ignored those forms for 3 weeks because I'm too busy at work for all this medical stuff. And I eventually went and got them, and she called me up. She says, one of your scores is very low, hemoglobin. And she said, you have to do another one, and just make sure it's not a spike or whatever, or a downward spike. And so I went and got the other one. And I was actually slightly spooked that I had to go and get this other blood test because I'd never had this kind of issue before. So I went and got the other one, and that was even lower. So I got the phone call the day after, come and see the GP. Can you come and see him now? We've got an appointment ready for you to squeeze into. So, and I'm thinking, what on earth's going on? And I went down, and he said, you've got what looks like to me iron deficiency anemia, despite the fact you look very well, and I wasn't expecting to see someone who looks so well. He then said, I'll send off the referral and you'll get an appointment coming through from the hospital. And I actually was going on holiday shortly after that, and I was flying to Barbados, and nothing was going to stop me going to Barbados on holiday with my wife. And so I went to Barbados, didn't even think about this, had a fantastic time, holiday of a lifetime, such very relaxing time. Come back, got the appointment, which was in 6 weeks ahead of coming back and I said, I'm just going to use my private health policy, which perhaps in hindsight I should have done in the first place. And I got an appointment the same week. And again, the gastroenterologist who I went to said, something's not right here. This is ridiculous. I'm going to send you for a CT scan. In fact, what he said to me, he says, what are you doing this afternoon? And I said, whatever you tell me to do. And he says, well, I want to do a CT scan. I said, fine, let's get this mystery solved. I just want to get it solved and get it out of the way. And then the scan started to show that there's something sinister going on. And, he got me back in, and he says, there's something not right here. We're going to have to do all sorts of other tests. And I knew then there's something wrong with me, and I hope they can just fix it and I can get back to work. And I still wasn't worried about it too much. I was obviously slightly worried about it, but I wasn't worried about it too much. And then eventually I had to have a biopsy on my liver. Not a pleasant experience, I have to say. And it was confirmed that I had a grade 2 neuroendocrine tumour from one of the tumours. I had a number of tumours on there. One of the tumours that it showed it was, and the way that it looked at it showed a diagnosis of neuroendocrine tumours. And so that had to be dispensed to me by an oncologist. So I'm on to someone else now. And then he told me, and then, and here we are 6 years later, telling you about my diagnosis.